I'd like to bring an awareness around how the way we feel, where does that take us in a behavioral sense? So obviously we have certain emotions and they dictate how we end up behaving. So if we talk about things like frustration or annoyance, disappointment, they're all quite uncomfortable type emotions, or even feelings of deflated or a sense of injustice. They're likely to transpire into behaviours that potentially could be impacting how we live our day. All right, so let's take frustration for example. We're going to be quite agitated potentially, we could be restless. And as I'm talking these through, have a think of when you've been frustrated. What does it look like in a behavioural sense? So you might experience verbal outbursts, you might become quite impatient. Overall, we might be, quite tense physically. So frustration, unless we actually are aware of the types of behaviours that will follow, we may not do anything about it. We may not make any attempt to actually alleviate or address or get a little bit more comfortable with that emotion. What about disappointment? Again, not necessarily a real comfortable emotion that we attend to. So withdrawal or isolation is a possibility. I think we might be, depending on the situation, we might be quite sad or tearful. We might lose interest in whatever we're supposed to be doing. I think, again, we might get really critical of ourselves. The same type of thing is going to transpire whether we're annoyed or we're deflated and so forth. So being annoyed or deflated, we might be rolling our eyes. We might show non-verbally that we're really frustrated. We might interrupt communication. Or what about a sense of injustice? I mean, anger, resentment. There's going to be so many things that come along with these different emotions that if we're feeling these types of emotions and we're finding it difficult to cope or deal with them from a behavioural sense, it's probably an indication to reach out and get support. Find yourself in a really comfortable environment in which you can explore these emotions and work through them. I think rather than allowing them to turn into potential detrimental behaviours or where we're vocalising or doing something in an inappropriate or an unhealthy way, reach out and actually be able to explore what where these emotions are coming from and potentially how you can actually intervene.